Hi, my name is Bakchis, and I'm a professional Formula D driver. So now it's my 5th season going into the domestic championship, and I feel like this is time for me to branch out and develop further as a driver, and this is just the right time, and I have the right opportunity to partner up with ARK Performance. Our biggest logistical obstacle is making every single event, and with one vehicle it's just impossible. So first round I'm going to be driving the AR1, and right after Long Beach the AR1 is going on a world tour. For the remainder of the US rounds I'm going to be using my Nissan S14. Suspension performance is really crucial in drifting, and that's where fuel suspension is going to come into play with the AR1. We're going to create a coilover kit, ground up, in order to meet my demands as a driver, and also to work in conjunction with a heavier chassis, longer wheelbase. And I'm really looking forward to it. I think this chassis got a lot of potential to be really fast, and we're just going to make it a lot easier to drive. We're also looking to improve the steering angle of this car. While we're doing that, we're going to make it so there's more front grip, so it's easier and more predictable as well to drive. And we definitely got some tricks up our sleeve of how to build a proper knuckle and the whole front geometry to achieve this. In order to take advantage of the horsepower this vehicle has, we're running an LS7 with a supercharger. In order to tap that potential, we're going to redo basically the management of the engine. We're going to run a Holley ECU that's going to be easier to tune and easy to data log, and I think we're just going to maximize the potential out of this power plant. I'm also making some changes to my Nissan S14 going into 2015. One of the changes is to make the back of the car a little more crush friendly. What we're doing is making the rear basically able to collapse and slowly retract in order to allow me to graze walls, and if I do back into it a little too much, it won't disrupt the drift as much. I'm also adding more horsepower to the car via a different nitrous system, and that should make it a little bit easier to drive. Last season I had quite a bit of nitrous going into the motor, and it would kick on instantly, and it was becoming a little bit difficult to drive at times. So we're going to actually run more nitrous, but have it ramp up slowly so the horsepower is a little more linear. And the final mod is shifting the weight around in the car, and we're basically doing this in order to reduce some of the polar weight, is what you would call it, weight hanging off the back of the vehicle. And this is just going to allow the car to transition faster and pour on big angle and be able to retract that angle a little bit quicker. So what I'm really excited about is developing both chassis and then learning from each chassis. They're very different, but I think once we start testing these vehicles, we're able to basically take the knowledge gained from setting up a very lightweight car versus a heavier car. And when our notes start to kind of cross over, I think that's kind of where the magic's going to happen. We're going to just learn a lot from working with two different vehicles.